Hey, it's Melissa. Welcome to Messy Missy Creates. This will be a very different video. Because we will not be working in the journal today. No. We're going to be working with a paper plate. This is, let's see, welcome to Inspired to Create week 3 of April. Our word for today, or for this week, is earth. And this one is a doozy. My friend that I was just bragging on, that gave me such good, clever ideas for the last prompts. Anyway, I let her pick, and she definitely has the creative thing going on this one, and quite challenging, I might add. But I think it's very cool. It's a cool concept, especially since this week is, you know, this is Earth Day. Well, today isn't, but you know what I mean. And, or this is Earth Month or Earth Week, or, well, every day should be Earth Day, but you know what I mean. So, this one is going to be very different. A disclaimer on this video: no craft supplies will be harmed in this video. As a matter of fact, very few craft supplies will even be used in this video. Yeah, she made me go dig outside. So, if my nails are dirty, it's because I've been digging. Here's my prompts. Or some of them anyway. I have some soil and some rocks and some dirt, and otherwise known as earth. And I'll explain what this is in just a little bit. So let me tell you what the prompts are, and then you're going to have to buckle yourself in, because this is going to be a ride. And very well could also be an absolute fail. But, sorry, let me clear some space, because I'm going to need it. Anyway, I think I'm going to post it anyway, because I think we should post our, not just our successes, but our failures. And so, here goes. Oh, and I always seem to misplace my, here we go. I found it. I'm trying not to dump over all of my stuff. So for E is earth, or, you know, dirt, soil, whatever. Actually, of the earth. A is for ash. That's a doozy. Let me tell you, that's a doozy. I lost half of it before I got back in the house. So my husband's going to come home and wonder why I have ashes all over the house. Well, guess what? I was crafting. So, R is rock. So you see a theme? Everything pretty much is of the earth. T was, what do you do when you play golf? You call a mulligan. Kind of called a mulligan on that. She suggested a few things, and none of which I could have even gotten. And I don't know that they would have been usable in a journal setting. If I was making a 3D, the rock is going to be hard, okay? Anyway, so trying to keep with the theme of the earth, I grow my own herbs, so I had some ground thyme. Now, I also, as a backup, I have a piece of a tree, because then my husband gave me that word, tree, and I'm like, oh yeah, that makes more sense. But I'm going to go ahead and put thyme. If I need to change it, I'm allowing myself some serious latitude with this one. Now, this is the only one that's not of the earth, I guess. But I thought it was a very clever idea for H. Hot glue. Well, she said heated glue. But in the crafting world, we know it is hot glue. So, all right, here goes. I'm going to leave that one out because I'll need it. So I'm going to set this tray of goodies. Oh, let me explain this. Okay, I do have, this is just different colors of sand and soil and dirt from around various spots in my yard. This is more of a sandy texture. This is in like our gravel driveway. This and this is from my garden. This is my rock, maybe. Y'all, I'm kind of dreading putting rock in my journal, but this was the smallest rock I could find on my property. And it's pea gravel that I have on the floor of my greenhouse. So they are very tiny. So I'm going to try to make them work. And let me show you what's left of my ash. And if I get this all in my craft room, I'm going to be upset because my craft room also is my closet, people. I have my clothes hanging right behind me. So here is my ash. Now, like I said, I just took a piece of newspaper out there and set it on fire in a metal container. Don't try this at home. Well, you can if you're an adult, but if you're not an adult and you're watching this, get adult supervision. If you're an adult, get child supervision. This is going to be messy. I have no idea how I'm even going to apply it, but I'm trying to leave it in as big a chunks as I can. And on my way in, every ceiling fan and every whatever went woof, woof, woof. And I lost half of it, and I'm going to have to vacuum. So, okay. So this stuff in this cup, it is called perlite. It is a gardening thing, and you can hear it rattle. It looks like styrofoam pieces, and I do have styrofoam pieces as backup, okay? This is, can you hear it crunch? This is I don't know how to explain it, but it actually could count as rock or ash. So this is going to be, it's going to substitute for one of the two of them, possibly. It's very lightweight. It's something that we put in soil to keep it fluffy and aerated. If you buy bagged soil and you see the white stuff in it, okay, like this, that's what that is. It's called perlite. And it looks like styrofoam, but it's actually, it's hard and crunchy. It is made from, let me see if I get this right, volcanic rock or volcanic ash. Okay, kind of both. It's sort of, I think they call it like a glass-like substance. Anyway, it comes from a volcano, but it can be technically ash or rock. Okay, so I'm reserving the right to use that in place of one or the other. Okay, here is my ground thyme. Now I have perlite everywhere because it's very, very, it's very light and fluffy. Okay, this is my homegrown thyme, and I ground it. Hey, at least it'll smell good. Can you smell? Okay. Did I just blind you with that? I'm sorry. Anyway, I needed something that was green, and this is still greenish. And yes, I'm touching my thyme with my fingers that I just touched all the other stuff with, but that's okay. It grew outside at one point in time. This is dried. This is actually from my last year's stock. I grew it, I dried it, I ground it, not super fine, but I thought it might, I hate to use it as a craft supply, but hey, you know, desperate times call for desperate measures. And then here is my ugly hot glue gun. But I needed my big one. I needed the biggest one I had because I'm going to attempt to fill in a very large space. So here comes paper plate, and I just printed this globe. What this is not going to be is a geography lesson. Okay, there is no grading me on my geography skills or lack thereof. This is strictly a crafting challenge. Okay, I did well in algebra. I did well in a lot of things. Geography, I just had no interest in it. I had no interest in. I do now, but so as far as if I get the terrain perfectly right, you know, accurate, it's not going to happen because I'm pretty sure this is not to scale, and I'm pretty sure this is not, I almost said anatomically correct. You know what I mean. So I'm going to start by, this is not even one of the challenges, but I'm going to start by just coloring the water. Mainly for no other reason other than just to give me some guidelines. This is a cheap or inexpensive watercolor marker. I'm coloring water, right? Now I have, oh shoot, I forgot to print it though. I have a backup plan for H, if I need it. And I might use it anyway, although I probably will be using some hot glue on this. My plan was to color the water and then put hot glue all over it. Now, I just tried it on this little piece of paper. And I don't know if you can see the shiny part on it. It worked, but I had to take a heat gun to it, and it took me a while just to do this little section right here. So if you haven't noticed, this is predominantly water. And I'd probably be here for about 2 or 3 hours trying to melt all that glue. So I might not, that was my plan for the hot glue. I'll tell you my backup plan for H later if I have to use it. If not, I'm going to save it for another, well, I probably wouldn't use it on another, well, I didn't think I would be using thyme or rocks or dirt in my prompt challenge either, but it is, it's very original, and I liked that. And I liked that it pertained to the earth. And I liked her vision on it. And I appreciate her doing it. I'm not going to lie. I know this video is coming out late. Part of it is, well, we were out of town. And then when we got back in town, I wasn't feeling well. I still have the sniffles a little bit. Feeling a little bit better. And then, you know, this was also tax week. And yeah, so I, you know, you got to be good at something, and I'm pretty good at procrastinating, but I had a very busy part of a week last week, including and not limited to a root canal, so I feel like I've been sort of on my heels for a little while. If I had printed this on, well, I couldn't have printed it on watercolor paper. Mike could have printed it on a little bit better paper. I could have saved myself some coloring time and actually use this as watercolor, you know, watercolor. Oops. Let's see, who did I just wipe out up there? They just had a tsunami, whoever that was. Let's see. I did mean to print out a cheat sheet to have here on the side for my mountainous regions and different terrain. Although I'm only doing the United States, y'all. I barely know. I mean, I have the general idea where the main mountains are, you know what I mean? You know, kind of the heartland, the mountainous regions, well, I got the water and the coasts and all that stuff. But I'm not going to pretend to know that on another continent. And I'm pretty sure I burnt enough brain cells trying to figure this out as it is. So, all right, enough yammering about that. There's my water. Man, it's upside down. Okay. Everybody go, wee! Right. Let's see. Okay, you got all that. I don't need this out here anymore. Oh, I forgot to put this. Sorry, my bad. Inspired to create, aka inspired to dig in your yard. Uh-oh. Let's see. Okay, that was fun. I do enjoy coloring. I was debating on coloring like the continent. Part of me wants to color it kind of a green, just to have a green base, but I almost don't want to do that. Let's see, what color is this? Do I have a scratch sheet of paper somewhere? This is actually kind of a gray. That might not be bad. Oh, it's ash gray. Looky there. I have no idea how I'm going to use the ash. No idea. I have an idea about the soil. I have an idea about the rocks or perlite. I really don't know how I'm going to use or apply. Let me try this. I almost just want a base color on it other than white. But I'm thinking that it shouldn't necessarily be green. So, I mean, I wanted it to be green, but, you know, maybe that's just because that's what time of the year it is here. You know, everything's starting to get green and lush. And this ash gray kind of reminds me of, you know, winter and, well, it's not really gray here in the winter so much. It can be. It's, everything's kind of, you know, brown. We have our evergreens, but let's see. So I'm picking this color, and then I'm going to use the sand and soil and all to cover it. But I just, you know, just in case I miss a spot, I didn't bring in the whole yard. I only have, I guess there's a couple states I could make green, huh? No, I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, desert regions. That was the other thing I was thinking of. But anyway, I'm winging it. Totally winging it. Have no clue exactly what I'm going to do. Don't know what I'm going to do if this marker runs out midstream. Let's see. Ooh, this is blotchy. That's okay. It's a good thing we're covering it with soil, right? Alrighty. Let's see. I have lived right in there before, or somewhere in here. I could put me down here somewhere. You know, like one of those maps where you put a pin where you're from. I just went to, last weekend when we were out of town, I went to Mame and Made It. And after I figure this video out, I'm going to do a haul or show you what I got there. I don't know that it's necessarily a haul, but I was going to do a video and show you what I got. And just in case you're interested in what she has. But one of the things she has in her store is a big map of the United States, and I don't know, maybe other countries, but definitely United States. And it's got pins all over it from where people come into that store, and it amazes me. It's in a little town in Alabama, and the number of pins that come from all over is just a sight to see. It's pretty incredible. But let's see. All right. I think that's good enough. I think I'm done with that one now. All right. So we're looking okay. Now what my end goal is, actually, I'm probably going to put it on here like this. Now, that would look cute in my journal like that, you know, kind of 3D. But I'm thinking I'm going to cut this out, this like a globe. And except my earth is much smaller than my, yeah, okay. I printed that out too big. But I have my plate. So we'll see if I do that. I just need to survive this first part. And mainly I'm going to use the plate to contain my stuff that I'm working with. Now I have art glitter glue. We might be testing the boundaries of art glitter glue. I'm assuming if it will work with glitter, it will work with sand and soil. If not, I have some PVA glue, and if all else fails, I have Fabri-Tac and I have hot glue. So somewhere in all of that, we should be able to make something stick on this thing, right? Okay. Oh, where to start, where to start. All of that, and we haven't even begun to touch even one of the prompts. Now, my thinking is I'm not going to start with the sand or the soil. That makes sense to start there, but I think I'm going to start with either the rock or maybe the ash. And this is going to be just a crude line of mountains in this region and in this region. No, I'm sorry, I'm crooked. This region and this region. Now, I know there's other mountains and I know that there's other things, but I'm just trying to make this happen. I am going to go ahead and plug in my hot glue gun so it can be heating up. But I'm thinking if I place my, oh, those are going to be big. Let me try to get these little ones. Thought I had another one. And I said, I asked her, I said, you want me to put rocks in my book? And she said, you've put other things in your book that are not flat. I said, you are correct, I have. Okay, that's going to be a problem. I'll save that for when I do the sand. I am going to try to, oh, I did not bring my tweezers in here. I really think I need my tweezers. Thought I had a pair in here anyway. Well, I don't know. This might be easier. And like I said, it is technically rock. But I'm thinking I'm going to need this for the ash, not the rock. I don't know. I was kind of thinking if I brushed on the ash a little bit at the base, I guess I'm almost thinking like volcano. And that's probably not accurate, but in my mind, it might be close. So I brought a very cheap brush. I hope I have all this in frame. Because I'm thinking of just, if I dot it on like that, and it'll just darken it up a little bit. I might need to put some glue down first before I really get serious. And let's see, I even asked her, now what in the world would I use the ash for? And I don't know. I don't remember what she said. I think she said it'd make good soil color, but I already have soil. So I'm going to see what I think about. I'm going to try to use some of these smaller rocks. And we might only have a few mountains, okay? We might just have a couple. And yeah, see, and then I'm thinking I'm going to sprinkle the soil over it. So that's why I was thinking I would do the rock first. But, and technically speaking, I could make mountains with this hot glue. You know, I could make mountainous regions. All right, let's just do it. Well, I can't just do it. I have to let it heat up. Okay, duh. Might use this because I want longer drying time. And this is wetter. Wetter? Is that a word? Yeah. Wetter? Wetter? It sounds like you're saying sweater wrong. All right. Again. Oh, got it. Crooked. Let me think. I know it goes up this way. I'm seriously, don't, this is not a geography lesson. This is me trying to glue rocks to a piece of paper. Okay? So no critiquing my mountainous skills here. I have been, ooh, I think I got a little carried away with that, but again, it's okay. It might have been better if I used a made-up continent, wouldn't it? Uh-oh. Yeah, I definitely should have had my tweezers. Yeah, it might have been better if I had used a made-up continent. That's actually not a bad idea. I wish I had had that thought sooner. And I don't want to use many rocks. I know that there's other places I could use these rocks. I might put a couple along here, but I really don't want many in my journal. So I'm going to see. Sorry. I know that was loud in your ear. I am so sorry. I apologize. I knocked this off and ash went all over my, well, I knocked it down. I didn't knock it completely off. Ash went all over my craft table over here. I'm trying not to handle it so much. And I think I dipped the brush in glue. I'm not being successful with that. Let's see. How can we change that? Let's put some glue everywhere. And let's see what we can get to stick. Ooh, I can't even breathe without this ash going everywhere. Okay, I don't know what the dry time is on this. So I think I'm going to stop there. But that way I can do it wherever it sticks, it sticks. Just trying to break it up a little bit. I mean, if you like to play and you're experimental, I mean, some of y'all have had some super creative ideas too that I would have never thought of. I wouldn't have thought of this on my own. Okay, I don't even know exactly why I'm putting the ash there. I just don't, I must be thinking volcanoes. I don't know. It just seemed like a logical place to go. Oh, fiddlesticks. Yeah, ash just went everywhere in my room. Okay, the ash is not going to, yeah. Okay, we're going to put the ash away for a little bit. And see if I have some wipes in here. Did I mention this might be a fail? What color do we want to use? Let's sprinkle in some soil here. I'm going to use, kind of want it to graduate the color up. I should have put the rock. Yeah, I remember why I was going to put the rocks on last. That's what I think she was thinking, the ash would be white. Maybe I just didn't let it burn enough. I don't know. Okay, well, loose interpretation, right? I think I'm going to use the perlite. But yeah, so this is going on like gravel. I mean, like glitter. And I'm going to, you can hardly tell I have the rock in here. And then actually along the, I want it to do some of the sand like along the coast a little bit, if I could. And along this coast, I don't think I put glue all the way down. Yeah, I don't think I did. I was thinking the white for like snowcap. So my little rock theory didn't quite work. I'm having to use this anyway. Yeah. So we're just totally... If you live in these places, I'm so sorry. Because I'm butchering it. I mean butchering it. But it's actually kind of fun. I have one big ash blob right here. Somebody had a house fire right there. Need some more glue, I think. Here we go. Now, I did think about, because I have to have the thyme in here too. And, ooh, I probably should have painted on the glue. What do you think? It's all right. There's not a do-over in this. It's a one and done. And we're gonna make it work. We're just building layers, right? The earth has layers. So, let's see. I know that there's sand here. Although our sand is whiter. There we go. It's actually, I should have gotten the salt out because it's really like, or sugar. It's sugar white along this region down here. And it looks more like this up the Atlantic coast. I know more about the Atlantic coast than I do the West Coast. I have traveled it many times and lived up the East Coast at one point. Let's see. Sure, why not? We're gonna see if we can get a couple more. We're gonna build layers of mountains. Let's see. Did I get turned around? Yeah, a little bit. We're just gonna build some layers and see what sticks. I'm gonna use, I meant to start a little further over. I was thinking this would maybe represent things growing. Like farmland, you know. Kind of a different color. I don't know. Different terrain, different something. But it smells good. Yeah, there's really no rhyme or reason. I'm just using it. In my head it worked. But on paper it really didn't. But I'm doing it. Let's see, do we need... I guess the perlite could just be snow too. There is some like powder on the bottom. Yeah, we're gonna give the, whoops. We're gonna give y'all a little snow and mountains up here. Come on. Yeah, this is a hot mess. That is what this is. It is a bona fide hot mess. Now, I did not use this, but I could. Let's see. There we go. There's some soil. I should have done that. Rich soil, right? And I know there is rich soil a lot of places. I like that color better. Here we go. So, oops, I put that in my sand, darn it. Yeah, we have a mess. My goal is to cover up the glue at this point with something. So we're gonna call this a made-up country name because it no longer resembles what it's supposed to be. Okay. Yep, that's a mess. And y'all, that's going in my journal, right? Yeah. Okay. So, I don't think I'm doing it on the other areas. I think that's enough. I definitely should have had tweezers, and I probably should have had a larger surface. I was thinking a smaller area would be better, but it actually got too hard to differentiate between, you know. But you get the idea, right? It's the spirit in which we're doing this, not the accuracy. So I'm going to do this. Whoa, Nelly. And I'm going to see, oh, it's spreading better. If we can at least make water look like water. Here we go. There we go. Well, before I had to use what do you call that thing? The heat gun to make it spread, but this time I'm actually getting it to spread quite well. Maybe I'm using more. That worked out. Ooh, I'm using a bunch. That looks like some massive tidal wave fixing to hit whatever made-up country that is. Here we go. You know, I'm going to look back on this in my journal at some point, and I'm going to laugh. I must be stressed. My watch just alerted me that my heart rate is high. Crafting is stressful sometimes. And I suppose I should make sure I'm still filming and in frame. All right, who would have thought that the hot glue would have been the easiest part? I actually thought that was going to end up being kind of difficult. It's obviously not flat, and I can take the heat gun to it later and get it to, you know, I mean, I don't know. We have some waves, and I could make some, ow, ow, ow. Hey, that's hot. Yeah, I put my finger in the wrong spot. Oh. Whose idea was this anyway? Hey, I did it in one glue stick. Wow. I had a whole bag ready. I thought that was going to take me several. Well, we could add some white caps, and we could add some whatever, but I don't think that's necessary. Well, Uh-oh. Here we go. For better or worse, there's our earth. Now, I'm going to see if I can, let's see, flatten some of that, and then I thought I might could go back and add a little bit of terrain, but maybe I should just leave well enough alone. Y'all wanted more snow, right? Sorry. It'll dry clear. I just want it to give something else for that perlite to stick in, because it looked like it was wobbling a little bit. And I do not want to wonder what these little white pebbles are in my craft room and in my journal in a month or so. Yep. What else? I don't know. Let's see if I can get some of this. Just trying to have some variation. So I don't know if you can tell in the camera that there's any variation in any of this. Like the darker soil, the lighter soil, the green, the sand, anything. I can barely see it. Oh, I should have done the high def or higher resolution video. All right, well, I just put seaweed in the Gulf of Mexico, so excuse. Actually, we have a Svagum something blob coming. It's a big, ginormous blob of seaweed. I don't know where it is right at the moment. I haven't looked lately, but I was thinking I could get some little white caps where waves are, but I think I'm really pressing my luck here. I was thinking I could do it just like along the coast, just coastlines, you know. But I think I'd have to have salt or something for that. Yeah, that's not working. Nice try. It's just not working. That's okay. Ooh, I do know what will work. Okay. I think I'm done with the prompts. Let me make sure I've got earth, ash. I did attempt to use the ash, but I also used this perlite, which is ash. I don't know how far down those mountains we're supposed to come, but we're calling it good. I could add, ooh, this is actually, I want to just try it anyway. I wanted to see how that would have worked if I had just used the hot glue. Probably won't be able to see it anyway, but I wanted to see how it would work if I had just used the hot glue and maybe yeah, you can't see the dimension on that. I would imagine you can't. Let's see, here's some. Oh, that's dry already. Okay, almost. Yeah, I have dimension in here. I don't know if you can tell I have dimension, but I have dimension. And I have Ooh, I do not have white. Oh, yes, I do. I have white somewhere. I have white puppy paint. I have magic puppy pens, but I wanted white. The light blue probably would work, but sometimes you just got to know when to leave well enough alone. But if I have a white one, I really do. I have a white one somewhere. I don't want to ruin the tip of it, though, by putting it in the dirt. Literally dirt. And if you take the white puppy and then you run the heat gun, it bubbles like, you know, kind of like little styrofoam bits. Use the ash, I use the rock, I use the thyme, I use the hot glue, and I have a hot mess. And I think that's it. I had considered putting a, for the H, my backup plan was like a little hurricane in the Gulf, but I really didn't want to jinx that because it's coming up on hurricane season. And I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to have to resort to that. I think everything's on there. Let's see, where am I at on time? 46 minutes. I was going to, I think I'm just going to stop. I think I'm going to cut that out, but it's seriously smaller than, let's see. Oh, look what I just found, tweezers. I knew I had them in here somewhere. And I have scissors in here somewhere. Here's my small ones. That's gonna take me forever. I'm gonna cut this out. Well, actually, I need this part. I don't need that part. I need this apart. And I thought about laying this in my journal because I did measure it, it will fit. I just printed that the size of the inside of the plate, just in case I needed to use that. So I really should not run this video to the hour point because I need it to post today. So hopefully it will. But let me see if I can cut this out really quick and kind of at least, well, I don't know if am I sharing? Not that you really need to see this, but anyway, so, you know, maybe not so much in my crafting life do I take care of the planet, but in my garden life I do. And I feed the bees, I feed everybody's honeybees. I don't know who around me has honeybees anymore, but I feed somebody's honeybees. And I take care of all the wasps. I have to love them because they eat some of the bad bugs. And I take care of all the critters. I, meaning my husband and I. Our garden feeds, I don't know how many pollinators. We compost everything, not just recycle it. We compost anything that can be composted. And so I'd probably do my part in that area much better than I do it in my crafting world. But we can't be everything to everybody, right? We just do the best we can with what we have. All right, let me move this out of the way. I'm gonna need to vacuum. And I really hope that the ash didn't fly into my clothes. I'm serious. This used to be, my daughter used to live in this house. And she made this this is like the smallest room in the house, and she made it into a walk-in closet because she was a single person that lived in a 3-bedroom house, and she could. So when she moved in here, I was like, we moved in here after she moved out, and I was like, okay, I'm keeping that closet. So she built shelves on one wall for shoes and racks on the walls for, so the whole room is a walk-in closet. Well, I've now turned one wall or one corner, the other corner, into a craft area for my journaling, just so I can have a area that's segmented off from the rest of the house to do my video and my journaling and stuff. What was I doing? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Excuse me. I don't know. I just turned to a page in the book. This is not the page. There it is. I was going to say I lost my globe. But this is kind of what I'm thinking. And I'm going to do this off camera, I'm sure. But this is kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I want to... I think I do want to color this. Excuse me. I think all that stuff I breathed it in. What color do I want this? Maybe I'll just leave it white. And then I'm going to probably have to get another plate. But I can cut this out a little bit bigger. Or I could recut this. And, well, heck. I could reprint it. But guess what? I don't have to. Because I can do this right here. And I can cut out a little section of it. And no one will ever know except for you. And, well, I'll have to probably cut out... Ooh, I stuck my hand in somebody's mountainous area. I guess I need it to do it here. Where are we at here? Okay. Rather than trying to get this cut or printed to the right size and guessing, I can just glue it back together like that. There. And no one will ever know. Because, you know, it's just me sitting in my craft room doing this, right? Okay, so while I have it in the right spot, though, I probably should glue it where I need it. See, you can't even tell. Just trying to make sure it goes tip to tip. Here we go. I think that might work. It might actually work. And I didn't even have to reprint anything. I might have to round that out. Boy, it keeps fidgeting. Okay, good enough, good enough, good enough. Yep, I definitely have a tickle in my throat, and it is time to go. I gotta do something about that. I don't know what I inhaled, but I inhaled something. That perlite is not to be inhaled, so I hope it wasn't that. That stuff. They say, wear a mask when you're using it. Well, I wasn't like, because it's real airy, it's real light. Like if you pour it into something, you get this like plume of white cloud. But I didn't figure it would hurt just me sprinkling on a few. I may go back once I know this is good and dry, because I wanted the tops of these to kind of be white as well. So I might play with it a little bit. But I got to let that white glue dry clear so I can see what I actually have. So anyway, this is going to be a wrap for... well, oh, here we go. So you do not have to use these prompts, but you can if you want. And if you do, I would love to see what you make. Now, you are more than welcome to use the ones that Allison uses. I'm sure you've watched her video by now. She got hers out before I did this time. And you're welcome to use hers. You're welcome to use mine. You're welcome to use a combination. You can use this word. You can use whatever you want. You can do a whole page with earth stickers on it. It is totally up to you. It is designed to just inspire you to create, okay? And that's why we started this, and that's why we're sharing it. And we love to see everything that you make, everything that you do. I love everybody's take on all of the prompts and all of the words and how creative you get. And I just love the community. I love that we all share and we feed off of each other, and I think it's wonderful. So anyway, with that said, I just did it in under an hour. All right, if you hung with me through this, I appreciate it so much. This was crazy. I love the idea, and I think it turned out cool. I don't think I did it justice. And thank you to my friend who gave me these prompts. And I did stress a little, but I loved the concept, I guess. And on a bigger scale, it would have been easier to have separation. And if I'd have found my tweezers sooner, it would have been easier. But anyway, with that said, it's another page in the books and another week in the books. And if you post anything, use this hashtag and tag us, Messy Missy Creates and AJ's Inspired Life. Tag us, use the hashtag, and we look forward to seeing what you do with this week. Take care. Bye-bye.